Good. Good evening, and thank you for being here with us. July 10th, 2023, approximately 5:35 p.m. Our committee of the whole meeting. We would like to call this committee of the whole meeting to order. At this time, we will have ahead of us three agenda items. But first is our Chief Hassel, will come with our second quarter 2023 crime report. We've made some changes to have these reports quarterly. And Chief, thank you for coming to make this presentation to and for us.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Walker. Good evening, Mayor, members of council, and all those here. This is going to be our second quarter crime report. That goes from April to the end of June. We stopped at June 25th so we can get our statistics in time so we can have this sent to you ahead of time. A little bit different presentation here, but I wanted to give you some overall numbers for the quarter. In 2023, our first year to date, 246 calls was serviced, or violent crimes rather, in the second quarter, which is slightly higher than first quarter one, 18% actually increase in violent crime total numbers. In the second quarter, which is at 246. Property crime, we had a total of 760 property crimes in quarter two, which is 7% higher than quarter one, which is a total difference of 37 type calls. Now, from the quarter one to quarter two, and if I lose you, I'll pick you back up. We compared the quarter one and quarter two numbers. We saw an overall drop in our quarter one and two numbers by 5%, violent crime reduced by 9%, property crime reduced by 4%. Some other highlights, shooting to occupied building dropped by 25%. Aggravated assaults went up slightly by 4%, homicide of course down by 6 to 7. So basically, even though year to date, comparing last year to date, our numbers may be slightly higher, but when we compared our quarter one and quarter two numbers, we've seen some significant drops. And later in my presentation, I can give you what I believe are some of the reasons why we saw a drop in our quarter two numbers. These are just the numbers I kind of already talked to you about. Violent crime, quarter one, quarter two, 9% drop there, 4% drop there. Overall from 1 and 2, 5%. And these are the increases I talked about comparing year to date to last year to date, 18 and 7. This slide represents, we had our aggravated assault calls. We had a total of 56 aggravated assault type cases in quarter two. Of that, 90 of those are 90 victims. So basically you had 56 cases. Of those 56 cases, there was 90 victims. Of those 56 cases, 12 cases had multiple victims. 20 aggravated, of those aggravated assault arrests was 20, and then 18 aggravated assault cases cleared. Here's our numbers that we usually present for the quarter. 44 victims with injury, 48 of those victims without injury, total of 92. Why is it a difference of 2? Because we had 2 homicides in quarter two. And then those 2 homicides plotted on the map. Here's some quarterly numbers that we usually report. Our shots fired heard was 192, 75 incidents with shell casings, 582 shell casings collected, 120 firearms seized, 13 arrests, and then the bottom row here is going to be our year-to-date numbers in those categories. Quarter one versus quarter two of 23, a 7% decrease in our shots fired call heard in the city. Overall, year-to-date, 11% increase, a difference of 38. Again, this is the entire city. I wanted to give an update on our co-responder program, which started March 1st of this year. In quarter two, we had a total of 339 mental health related type calls that were called into the department. 33 calls were referenced to overdoses, 15 suicide tendency or threatened suicide calls in the quarter. Of our calls, of the 339, 51 times we called out mobile crisis, either after hours or during the daytime. During the times we have our co-responder peer support specialist. It's assigned to the police department. If you remember back in March 1st, Integrated Health Services provided a mental health peer support specialist who is actually attached to the police department. She has an office on the 3rd floor. When we have mental related type calls, the officers actually can get her called out and go directly to the scene. When she gets to the scene, she can release the officer if there's not no violence. I guess I should say, if there's no indication there's going to be violence, the officer can leave. She then takes over the call, and whether or not they need to be a follow-up with their mental health provider, or if there may be a voluntary commitment or involuntary commitment process need to be started, she would do that. We kind of estimated she took 53 hours of time that officers did not have to be there. She was able to take that time, give it back to the officer, do other things in the city where she handled those calls solely on her own. Here's our quarterly numbers for calls of service: 24,650 for the quarter two, 377 on-view arrests and warrant services, 463 total accidents in the quarter, a little over 2 million amount of property damage in quarter two, 1878 in traffic stops, 707 citations issued, with 1,348 warnings issued. The bottom row is our year-to-date numbers. I told you I wanted to update you on why I feel we saw a drop comparing quarter one to quarter two. Some time ago, I reported that we reinstituted our violent crime, gang, and apprehension team. Before, in 2022, it was merely we were just making up the team with officers coming in working extra on their days off in our high crime areas of the city, predominantly in our shot spotter area and around those areas. Starting March 1st, or this past March 1st, I dedicated 8 officers to be on that team. So it's no more, if anyone wants to volunteer to come in and work, these officers are dedicated to this team, and they do a 7-day coverage where they split them up in 2 teams of 4, 7 days of a week coverage. Since March 1st, they served 134 warrants, issued 44 citations, they answered 1,344 calls for service. They were primary on 666 of those. They did 6 search warrants, seized 24 guns, almost 4,000 grams of marijuana, a little bit of cocaine and heroin, and they issued 7 intelligence reports. I truly believe these officers being dedicated in that particular area, in the shot spotter area, has made a difference in the city, especially in that area in which we're talking about. Why did that unit come into play? Some time ago, probably earlier in the year, we started looking at the shot spotter numbers and what actually calls for service we're having there, and what type of, what is the percentage of those calls. Let's say our violent crime numbers are coming from that area, and we saw a large number of the violent crime happening in the shot spotter area of our city. So what we have seen in the shot spotter area since we've started that team is a 17% drop in shots fired calls in quarter one to quarter two. And we've seen a 47% drop in aggravated assaults in that one particular area of the city, and it's because they're concentrated in that area. So think of it this way. There's 4 patrol districts in our city. Each district have a sergeant and officers assigned to them. Well, now the shot spotter area has those 8 officers assigned to that one particular 3 square miles in our city to focus on all of those issues that we are seeing that were ticking upward. And there's some positive numbers in quarter two that they're starting to go down for. So hopefully quarter 3, quarter 4 will show me whether or not it's been going in the right direction, still going downward. Community involvement, the difference between the two, attended and initiated. Attended means there was some community event, whether it was a community watch or association, neighborhood association, award meeting that we were invited to. We attended 23 of those such meetings, a total of 79 officers or staff, and we interacted by estimation 1,478 citizens. Initiated means that our community engagement person coordinated with other officers in the department We actually started 12 programs or had 12 events ourselves in second quarter. Total involvement of 57 officers, and we engaged 637 citizens. This is a list of all of the community involved or community engagement activities we had for quarter two. We attended a couple of ward meetings. We had some PAL baseball games, little Raleigh community meetings, Special Olympics fundraiser, field day event, Rocky Mount Prep. You see the list there, and we probably missed a couple, but we are very engaged in different events throughout the city, and we try to attend any meeting that we're invited to. That if the group wants us to be there, we'll be there. We do a lot of presentations on crime prevention and how you can better protect yourself or your property. And then a lot of times we're just trying to do what we can to engage the kids so we can build a more positive relationship with the young citizens of Rocky Mount. And that concludes that presentation. Mayor?
Chief, thank you so much. I mean, it's great to see these statistics. Seems like to me in the past, we've generally seen an uptick between quarter one and Q2, primarily related to the water. So, I mean, not water, to the weather. I'm thirsty. Is that true? And so, I mean,
Summertime?
the summertime, yes, sir.
When I first got here, man, it's interesting you bring that up. I remember someone who's not from Rocky Mount said, "Oh, you ready for the summer? It's gonna get hot."
Yeah.
And then someone else come to me and said, "Chief, you ready for the summer? Because now I'm the new chief, May 2nd. Oh, you better be ready for the summer. It's gonna get hot." But we actually saw some drops in numbers at the summertime.
All right.
So it's not necessarily true the summertime is going to bring an increase in violent crime. No more true than typically in law enforcement. When I was a younger chief, been a chief for 17 years, over 17 years, we typically say around the holiday time, you see a spike in larcenies, theft. Well, sometimes you see those spikes in the summertime. So it's not necessarily the holiday season you see spikes in theft. It could be the summertime, and it could be different factors on that. But for us, quarter two, we did see some drops, more particularly in our shot spotter area. That is where I'm seeing a concentrated number of violent crime, aggravated assaults, shots fired. That is where I put this special team to focus those efforts so I can try to better control those numbers. When I look at all my overall numbers, at the highest was around 39–40% of my violent crime is occurring there. If I can get a hold of that and continue seeing those quarter numbers go down, I can affect the overall city numbers.
Let me thank you for the faith-based meetings, but also, what's been the impact of the officers taking the cars home?
Well, the first impact is that community now have an officer that they may not have known was living in the neighborhood before the officer was there, because the car shows that they're there. I think it's a certain level of deterrence. If someone's looking to try to make someone a victim of or look for an opportunity, now there's a police car in that neighborhood. So I do believe it can deter some criminal activity by having that marked car there. So those are two first things I say. Is one, is visibility, neighbors knowing that, hey, we have a peace officer living in our neighborhood. Then two, deterrent of possible criminal activity. And morale, of course. I mean, what officers don't appreciate, and that was because of the manager's office, and of course, council supporting that change. Officers now, if they only have a husband and wife, one car, now they can drive their police car to and from work while their spouse is using the primary car they may have. So it's been a big effect, has a big effect on the morale.
Thank you.
Chief, I like what you were talking about with this, and appreciate the officers that have focused on this area. So come December and you find this successful, would you use the same approach throughout other parts of the city?
For right now, this special team is in the highest levels of crime in the city. But they do go outside of, let's say we have a spike in a certain neighborhood, this team could be deployed to that particular neighborhood in our city if we need to. Right now, their primary focus is on where we're seeing them predominantly where most violent crimes occur.
And I understand that. I guess what I'm trying to say, would you create another team that might go in other parts of the city after December, you determine that this is a successful 39% of the violent crime, I think, is happening, if I heard correctly, in this area, but there's other parts of the city that certainly, if you focused on that, might even reduce the crime, even though it might, comparatively speaking, be less than this area, but still could benefit from the focus of your team if you determine it's successful at the end of the year.
Good, but that was picked up by our enhanced focus patrols. If we remember last year when I talked about that initiative, when our crime analysts look at all our crime numbers,
Right.
if they see hot spots where we're seeing spikes in whether it's larcenies, break-ins of motor vehicles or homes, we then put that enhanced focus patrol in our system, and those officers assigned to that district now focus all their efforts into that one particular area. And we have seen some positive trends, and when we see those spikes go down after monitoring for 60 to 90 days. So could another team be created? Yes, it could, but our enhanced focus patrol takes care of those momentary spikes in a particular area within the city.
Okay.
All right, Chief, thank you. Regarding search warrants, are those search warrants 6 in this particular report? Are those just initiated by your department?
Yes.
It doesn't include federal search warrants, perhaps if there are any, and sheriff-issued search warrants?
No, sir. Now, we could have asked for the Edgecombe or Nash County to come assist with us. But these search warrants was initiated by this team alone, not including narcotics. The narcotics unit, they initiated their own search warrant, but this particular team initiated 6 search warrants of their own. And if they needed the aid of the Edgecombe County Sheriff's Office or Nash County, they would have done that at that time. And just, I meant to say this, but I wanted to highlight one more thing. I know I took probably more than my allotted time. But this team also, I wanted to highlight 2 things they did. On July 5th at 7:30 p.m., we got information of a possible homicide suspect that was here in Rocky Mount within their area. And they was able to locate a 15-year-old juvenile who was wanted for murder in Halifax County. Because they knew the area and they saw the vehicle and this kid, they were able to make that arrest and turn that individual over to Halifax County Sheriff's Office. Also on July 6th, officers got information from the Raleigh Police Department on a Brand Ferris who had like 20 warrants on him from Wake County. We got the information, we knew where he was supposed to be hanging out. These officers are the ones who found him, took him under arrest, and he was placed, remanded into the Nash County Jail on a $215,000 secured bond. So the team has shown to be effective because they know that area, because that is where they focus all of their efforts. Any other questions?
Chief, thank you so much for your presentation. I'm sure if there are any other questions beyond this point, we'll make sure to email those to manager, and he will communicate with you. Thank you for all you and your team do, and thank you again for your presentation.
Thank you, Dr. Tim.
Sir. Next up, we will have our clerk, Ms. Kim, to lead us in our discussion of boards, committees, and commissions.
Okay. Y'all had your books from the other week, but I've tried to put it into an easier format just for you to be able to go through that board to see if you had any issues with the reappointments for them. So first of all, we have the Animal Care and Control Advisory Board. We have vacancies for that board, but we also have 3 people who are wishing to be reappointed. Robert Burnish, Tasha Aldridge, Ellen Matthews. Board of Adjustment, we've got Tanya Parker and Mark Osterhout. Now, William Jones has resigned and he does not wish to continue. He's your Ward 7.
So, I know we made, what's her name? We got somebody as an alternate. That's from the ward. Can we just move her to that position?
We can do that in an open meeting, in
Okay.
a regular meeting. If you
All right.
need to make a note. Now, did y'all want me to go through these one by one, or did you want to just take your book and go through them?
I think we can take our book and
Same
go
here.
through.
Which of these committees are meeting on a regular basis? And,
Most of them are supposed to be meeting regularly.
okay,
So they're back on schedule with their meetings. The only ones who are not meeting are the ones who only have case by case. That would be your Board of Adjustment, Community Appeals. But all the rest of them should be meeting regularly.
and is it designated who wants to be reappointed versus those who don't?
It's gonna be,
That's in this, it's in the book, okay, got it.
we didn't have many this time that did not want to be reappointed.
Okay.
I had one for human relations where the incumbent is actually no longer in the ward.
Okay, is that
District. So they're,
Mr. Ellis?
yeah, he's in Ward 3 now. So Shanita Jones would actually be the legal for. She was an applicant. I don't see why Mr. Ellis couldn't continue to serve. He just want to be the Ward 4 representative.
Right.
So,
It was like him and Teresa.
You've got Teresa Stokes who
Yeah.
wants to be reappointed for
Yeah,
yours.
yeah, she wants to be real.
Um, The only other vacancies that we have right now for that, if Mr. Ellis wanted to continue to serve, would be if the mayor wanted to. But I haven't been able to get in touch
well,
with
let
him.
me know, and, yeah, I'll have
I haven't been able
it.
to get in touch with him.
On the planning board, I see vacancies from Richland County and Nash County. Those,
They
those,
stay vacant.
they stay vacant, so the counties are the ones who send those, okay?
And now Mayor on Carlos Villa, Archie's not been able to get in touch with him.
Okay.
Lucy Jones, who used to serve for you on that, who would like to be reappointed.
That's fine.
So. Are we just, I got a question, say the tree advisory board, and you got like, say Miss Anderson, is that okay if she, I know she stays in Ward 7, is that okay if she?
As long as Mr. Knight was fine with her serving,
Okay,
then
I just
it's
wanna
fine.
make sure, she had called, but I'm fine with that, if that's,
Yeah, I
okay,
think he just appointed her a couple of months ago,
okay,
but as far as I can tell, they've told me that she's attending well,
okay,
and she was willing to serve for more than one, just to be able to serve on that board.
Who came off? Who went off?
Carlos Dillon.
Okay.
And while y'all are glancing at those, they have let me know that there was a couple of attendance issues.
yes,
So Martin Luther King Jr. Commission, Melba Tyson, she's having some issues right now, so you will have a vacancy, an additional vacancy in her spot.
Okay. Where is she?
She's not gonna be listed
Oh,
on there.
okay.
She's one that they just
Got it. That's fine.
let me know is having some issues coming. And Alice Davis, she has resigned from the Mayor's Commission.
Has anybody expressed any interest?
I don't have any applications for that one. If y'all had a chance to look through some of the ones up here, y'all could, agree to reappoint those that are not board specific. I would say if y'all are gonna do it with Councilmember Knight and Blackwell not here, if y'all get your ward specific ones and then did the other ones, you should be fine.
You tell me about them in a subsequent meeting.
If you wanna go ahead and move forward with them, we would put on the regular agenda for approval,
Yeah.
for final approval.
for the next meeting? Yeah, then everybody should be here.
Okay.
All my Ward 6 people, I want to recommend. And they've expressed willingness.
I may have one person put out. So I'll get that to you.
Because now you've got Robert Burnish,
Yeah,
and he still wants to
you
be
still
on.
want to be out here. But you do have some vacancies, right?
These vacancies for Ward 1, 2, and 7.
Got one for 7. Got one.
Yeah, I may have one for you.
Do any of these boards have attendance requirements?
They're supposed to let us know if they miss 3 consecutive meetings.
So, and then if they miss 3 consecutive meetings, what happens then?
They're supposed to let us know, and then we'll let you know, so that we can reach out to them.
You know, that's not always being followed.
So normally at this time of the year, we find out when there's a few that maybe aren't attending. But most of the time, they do attend. We have a few.
I have one that I'm going to speak to about whether she wants to proceed or not.
If you want to let me know later, I can give you some contact information if you don't have it.
You'll
Okay.
get contact.
Yeah.
And now everyone on the Transportation Advisory Committee. Continue.
That's the people that saw the question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, they asked my personal question.
yeah.
There, you're done.
As long as I'm here.
We had to say that with
It's election year, you never know, right?
you. We let you come on.
Javaris, are you willing to continue as an alternate on there?
Yeah. You don't like the personal questions.
Mr. Harris, are you willing to continue on the transportation?
Those have been coming right now.
Yes, once
She's
they've
been
got in touch
notified.
with him, there's been no issues.
So if we appoint Lucy to the Human Relations Commission, that's full.
Um,
I'm just trying to figure out what my vote looks like.
yes, as long as you're willing to reappoint Thomas Green,
I am,
then yes.
So is Linwood one of you
if he
appointed?
wants to be.
He does, he does.
Mayor,
Yeah.
is, Linwood's on the Human Relations Board, right? Linwood Williams, right? I see he's not listed, but
I don't-
He's not up for, his term's not up
like
right now.
2025.
Yeah, he's still
Okay.
in there.
And Archie had sent over a Human Relations Commission appointment. They do one appointment, and that papers that I gave you, you'll see her resume. That's who the Human Relations Commission's asking to have appointed.
43 years of education.
Yeah.
Dan Herring wants to be reappointed.
Look quiet.
You all right, Jeff?
Hanging in there.
Bonds, you want to stay on that step board?
Sure. They do good work.
Yeah, they do.
Is the alternate slot still open for Upper Coast Plain?
Yeah, what do we have on the clock?
I thought,
Rich is he's actual board member. I think that's the alternate position. I was looking at it last year or year before last, but matter of fact, it might have been pre-COVID. I think like COVID.
are you the alternate on that?
For what?
Upper Coastal Plain.
Yes.
Oh, you are, okay. I didn't know that.
Or,
Cause
I think I'm not, no, I think I'm.
No, you're,
are you the actual person?
I'm the actual person for Upper Coast. I
I'm the alternate for you.
think that's the case.
Good.
Yeah.
I'll
I
verify
know,
that.
I know
Yeah.
my plate was full and I
Okay.
thought
Yeah,
Councilman Harris would make a good.
I'll be your alternate. You show up alternate.
we've only had one meeting, but yeah, oh yeah.
But you are good with who the appointments are for your awards. And the others, I can just put them on the next regular agenda, July 24th, and y'all can just confirm them then and vote.
Capiche. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Any other questions about our boards, commissions, or committees? Anybody looking to fill another spp?
Citizens Academy's here, it's always a good feeder into,
Oh, yeah, perfect for you.
isn't that right, Ms. Bradley?
That's why we had the agenda listed as such.
Okay, that's what it was.
Hearing no other discussion around our boards, commissions, and committees, we're excited to have our latest cohort of Citizens Academy with us today, led by Ms. Loretta Braswell. And now we will yield our agenda over to you. Yes, ma'am.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Yes, Lois keeps looking at me, I guess he said, I thought she was gone.
Might say that about me.
I was gone for a while, but now I'm back. As I mentioned, I'm Loretta Braswell. I'm the former Human Relations Director with the city. I retired in 2010. And the following year, I was asked to come back to coordinate the Citizens Academy program. And that's one of the most essential programs with the city of Rocky Mount. And I was so excited when I was asked to come back. I was asked the day before Thanksgiving. And I asked Ann Wall then, can I come back tomorrow? She said, can we get through Thanksgiving? So I came back the following week. And I was excited then, and my excitement carries to this day, because that's a program that I definitely love. And most of you can tell that. And I'm so happy to be able to have some of our ambassadors, because that's who they are now, here with us tonight. So you might say, well, why are you so excited? I'm excited because it allows citizens and employees to learn about the history of Rocky Mount, to learn about the services that are provided by the city of Rocky Mount, to meet other citizens from all different neighborhoods. And I'm so happy to report that we have 400 people that has taken the academy. And they're some smart individuals, because they know all about what we do. And that's a wonderful thing. The citizens that are here tonight, our last class had 15 citizens. And I want to ask them to stand, because these are your ambassadors. Once they go through 10 weeks of class, look who is number one ambassador. He took the class with these participants last year and did a wonderful, did a wonderful job. But I just want to say to the city of Rocky Mount, thank you so very much for allowing me to continue in this capacity. Now, we'll say after 48 years, I'm gonna be retiring soon. I don't know when. I give a date and then I said no, and I carry the date over. It was September of this year, and then it was December of this year, and now it's sometimes next year.
January.
I don't know
That's
when.
right.
Keep putting it off.
That's right.
Keep
I'm
putting it
trying to get 50, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
You could do
We
it.
believe in you.
Just keep
All
going.
right, yes, thank you for believing in me. But I do love this program so much. And when I asked some of the participants, some of the folks that are about to be participants, how much do you know about the city budget? Do you know where the money goes? Come to Citizens Academy, you'll know. Do you know that we were voted one year the best tasting water in the state of North Carolina? No. Come to Citizens Academy, you'll find out why. Do you know what department has the most viable, important housing programs? No. And I just heard today, because we're taking applications right now for one of our programs, a gentleman told me that his daughter told him that he didn't know that we had a community development department. Come to Citizens Academy, you know all about that. And not only these things, but much, much more. It's so much to learn. So I do encourage you all to help us promote the program. We're taking applications now, and after the council meeting ends tonight, we'll be downstairs stopping folks, because we want them to know about the program. We want them to sign up to take the program. Thank you so very much. One of our ambassadors is gonna come. Now, you know I can talk about it forever. But it's better if you hear from someone who actually went through the program. So I'm asking Leonard Bullock to please come up and share information. We're not gonna take much of your time.
Oh, well.
Come on up, Leonard, and tell them about your. Now, I don't know, before you start, I don't know how folks that are attending the council meeting will know we're downstairs. I don't know if it can be mentioned or something in the, thank you so much. Because we'll grab them as soon as they come out of the elevator. So if you'll do that, they'll know why we're grabbing them. Thank you.
I'll let them know why they're being accosted.
That's right. Thank you so much.
All right, well, Miss Loretta told me I had a few words, but I think I wrote a little bit more than a few. I really appreciate the opportunity to stand before you to express how important the Citizens Academy program has been to me and the 400 people who have participated. So I stand before you today to passionately discuss the profound significance of the Rocky Mount Citizens Academy. As I have advanced in years, I have come to recognize my life as a remarkable expedition, brimming with countless opportunities for growth and metamorphosis. Along this journey, we often encounter pivotal moments that invite us to engage wholeheartedly and undergo profound transformations. It is through such transformations that we can truly embody the essence of our Creator's vision for us. In my personal odyssey, I have gleaned an invaluable truth. Education and a fervent commitment to education serve as the driving forces behind transformation. And it is precisely this exceptional quality that the Citizens Academy offers all who participate in it. It extends to us the extraordinary opportunity to actively engage with our city and explore its vital infrastructure, whether it be the esteemed police department, the commendable fire department, the energy resources, the ingenious engineering ventures, or the indispensable water and wastewater systems. We can't forget the magnificence of the Imperial Center, right? The Citizens Academy bestows upon us the privilege of receiving education from the remarkable individuals who tirelessly support the bedrock of our city's infrastructure. Their knowledge, their wisdom, shared generously, enable us to unlock our full potential as informed ambassadors. The culmination of this profound experience is a resounding sense of pride, a pride that compels us to cherish our origins, our homes, and our community. It is imperative that we continue this program so that we can convey this pride to others and ignite the spark of inspiration within their hearts. Through our collective pride, our city shall continue to thrive and flourish. I appreciate the opportunity to talk.
This gentleman is a commission member. He is on the Martin Luther King Commission. Yes, and we share that. We also share information about running for office, city council and mayor, and I'm not saying anything else.
Word. Thank you.
Got a question.
Go right ahead, Councilman Harris.
I just want to say it's great to see the fellow classmates that we bonded together during our Citizens Academy. It's great to see each and every one of you again. And Miss Braswell, she is a cheerleader. I mean, she puts her heart and soul in this program. And for those who are listening or viewing, if you have any interest, it is great time to learn about the city and all of its operations. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's a great program, and I support it. And I hope we can have 25 people in this year's class.
Thank you so much, Councilman Joyner.
Yes, I want to thank Loretta. When I was at Nash General Hospital as Director of Hospital Care, our president at that time assigned different leaders, department leaders from the hospital to go through the program, and I was privileged to represent the hospital through your program. You're still doing a great job.
Thank you.
Is that how we got you?
Oh, God. That's what happened last.
Ms. Brownsville, do y'all have any extra shirts?
No,
It's
Okay.
earned.
All right, it's
It's
earned.
earned.
It's earned. All right, no problem.
no, we just have money for the participants.
I was just waiting to hear it was earned, that's all. I didn't know. I didn't know if anyone was gonna say that tonight. But thank you so much, Ms. Brownsville, to you and your team, and to all of you worthy participants and earned scholars of Citizens Academy. Thank you for your participation in the Citizens Academy, and I'm sure Miss Loretta poured onto you all of her knowledge and wisdom around the city of Rocky Mount and all that we have to offer. This concludes our
I got one more question.
Go right ahead.
Councilman. Do those institutions refer people to your programs now?
Yes,
Good.
And we speak, you know, we go around everywhere and speak to organizations and churches and you name it, we speak
I know
to.
you did a great job.
Right, thank you.
Thank you again, and thank you for everyone who participated today and all of you that are viewing with us virtually. We thank you for joining us for our committee of the whole meeting now. Mayor, did you want to do a closed session after the regular meeting, or can we do it now? Close
I'd still rather do it now, because we're here and,
economic development.
yeah.
At this time, I would like to adjourn our meeting and move into closed session for economic development matter at this time. So at this time, we are now going into
So moved.
motion going to closed session, second, motion made, second, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. We're now in the
Smart
closed
ass
session.
line.
You know I had to give you a hard time.
I know, I know.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hey,